With our presidential election right around the corner, debates have been heating up between candidates Trump and Harris. Both of them are promoting their support for certain business industries by saying which of those they will focus on helping if they are sitting in the Oval Office come next year. I was curious if presidents do have a major impact on the certain business industries they promote, so what I did is I looked at stock market research based on certain business industries during the last two terms of the two prior presidencies. Sectors include companies in certain segments of the economy. In the finance world, there are 10 unique sectors, and these combined make up what we call the S&P 500, which is the US stock index. We will quickly run through examples of each of the 10 business sectors and different industries included in them. The first business sector is utilities, which includes electric utilities, water utilities, and gas utilities. The second sector, technology, includes hardware, storage, software, semiconductors, and IT services within the technology field. The next sector is materials, and that includes construction, chemical, metals and mining, and containers and packaging. The next sector is industrials, and that includes aerospace and defense, building products, transportation infrastructure, logistics, and passenger airlines. The healthcare sector includes pharmaceuticals, equipment and supplies, healthcare providers and services, and biotechnology. The financial sector includes insurance and big banks, which make the majority of their profits off of loans. The energy sector consists of oil, gas, and equipment and service industries. The consumer staples sector consists of household products, food products, personal care products, and distribution and retail. We think of these as more of your necessity household items. On the other hand, consumer discretionary consists of retail, hotels, restaurants, luxury goods, and automobiles. The communication services consist of media, entertainment, and telecommunication services. Now that we understand the basic businesses comprised in each of the 10 sectors, let's go back in time and let's look at the last two presidents, how they campaigned, which businesses they believe they would help, and when we look at the actual performance during those terms, did they perform in line with the sectors they said they would promote? Starting with the 2016 election, I have a few clips from President Trump talking about which businesses he believes he's going to help during his term. Let's take a look at that.
It affects our inner cities and rebuild our highways, bridges, tunnels, airports, schools, hospitals. We're going to rebuild our infrastructure. I made them this promise. We will put our miners back to work. My administration is putting an end to the war on coal. Going to have clean coal.
In those three clips, Trump touched on three different sectors. The first was industrials with his transportation infrastructure. The second was energy with his clean coal. And the third was materials with mining. Let's check out a graph that will detail each sector's performance during Trump's presidency. The graph on your screen displays Trump's presidency, which was January 20th, 2017, up until January 19th, 2021. And if you look at the graph, there are some big surprises here. We would think that because Trump was pushing industrials, energy, and materials, those would most likely be at the top of the list. However, they're not. Energy is dead last. Industrials is in the middle, and materials is fourth to last. Trump vowed to be tough on technology, yet they were the best performing sector. It's interesting to look at to see the industries Trump said that he would help versus how they actually performed during his presidency. Next, let's look at the 2020 presidential race and check out what Joe Biden had to say.
The oil industry pollutes significantly. It has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. And I'd stop giving to the oil industry, I'd stop giving them federal subsidies.
After watching this clip, it can be understood that Biden is against energy he did cancel the Keystone Pipeline, and he should be for utilities in the form of renewables. Let's check out the sector performance graph for Biden's presidency. The graph on your screen displays the sector performance for the first day of Biden's presidency, which was January 20th, 2021. And I did cut this off on September 16th, 2024, which I know is now technically a Harris presidency, but I had to pick a stopping point here because we're not through the full term yet. When we look at this graph, it's really interesting to see Biden's war on energy, and that energy was the #1 performing sector during his term. And if you look at utilities, they are the 3rd worst performing sector during his term. In both circumstances, the sector performance was the opposite of what you'd expect after listening to each president's campaign. There are lots of external forces at work which impact businesses. Policy alone cannot dictate the direction of industries. As much as they may want you to think they can, presidents cannot unilaterally create laws and then carry them out themselves. The president or executive branch is only one of the 3 branches of government which serve as checks and balances to each other. Another branch, called the judicial branch, so think of the Supreme Court, applies the laws to certain cases. The legislative branch, also known as Congress, oversees the president and they create the laws. The president, or the executive branch, enforces the laws. By listening to presidential campaigns, it's easy to misunderstand how much power a president has versus what they say they may have. It's extremely difficult to predict which business sector will perform well during any given time frame. For future performance, do not bank on the sectors that certain candidates are promoting. Having a diversified investment strategy across all the sectors may be prudent to the majority of investors. As I've said before, and I'll say it again, time in the market beats timing the market. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in our next VAM Group video.